Arsenal gears up for £55 million swoop on Fulham star. Arteta's next season master plan revealed? Watch until the end for insider details. But before we dive in, if you're a passionate Arsenal fan and want to stay 100% updated, subscribe to the channel right now because we have exclusive videos every day, bringing you all the latest from the biggest club in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's get into today's news. You can tell the January transfer window is approaching, with rumours heating up about who Arsenal intends to sign as Mikel Arteta aims to bolster his squad for the second half of the season. In recent days, links have emerged with João Fulham of Fulham. However, securing a deal beyond the limits would be extremely challenging for several reasons. One of them is that the midfielder attracts interest from various Premier League clubs, as well as Bayern Munich. The Portuguese international came close to making the switch to Germany in the summer window after a €65 million, £55 million deal had been agreed, only for the move to collapse at the last minute on deadline day because the Cottagers could not sign a replacement in time. Fulham has since signed a new deal at Craven Cottage, which reportedly doesn't contain a release clause. That leaves the West London outfit in a strong negotiating position should Bayern or another team wish to pursue a move for the 28-year-old next month. Now, the likely finances involved in any deal may complicate things for Arsenal. Following an outlay of more than £200 million in the summer, they have to be wary of not breaching any financial fair play (FFP) rules, especially when considering Everton have been hit with a 10-point deduction, subject to appeal, after falling afoul of the new Profit and Sustainability Rules (PSR). Perhaps if the North London outfit were to raise funds by selling Thomas Partey, there is an expectation that they will, once again, be willing to sell the Ghanaian for the right price in January following his latest injury setback. A move for Fulham becomes more feasible. But even if the stars align, is he what's required right now? Finances aside, if there is indeed some truth to the speculation, then one can only assume the Gunners are planning to bring in cover for Declan Rice in January, because the timing of the Africa Cup of Nations dictates Partey and Mohamed Elneny will potentially miss up to a month of action if selected by Ghana and Egypt respective. Similar to previous links with Fluminense Endre, targeting Fulham would make sense if Rice was the sole available midfielder to get the Gunners through for Premier League fixtures, and possibly an FA Cup fourth-round tie should they overcome Liverpool at the Emirates Stadium. Even if there are 6 games to play during the period from January 13th to February 11th, then that's where Arteta can turn to Jorginho. The 31-year-old may not be a regular, but he has proven against Manchester City and in the Champions League this season that he can do a job when called upon. Crucially, Fulham is a classic holding midfielder whose game is modelled on breaking up play and providing a platform for the more creative players to get on the ball. This is not a bad thing, but Arsenal don't necessarily need another of his profile for the time being. Granted, Jorginho is out of contract, along with Elneny in the summer, so then, not January, would be the perfect time to address the position. If Arsenal are going to make a signing in January, many supporters will point to the attack needing to be improved. That's a fair argument, as a deal for Pedro Neto or Ivan Toney might be what's required for the second half of the campaign, but there perhaps are greater needs in defence. As is the case with Partey and Elneny, Takahiro Tomiyasu could also be away for up to a month from January, as he's expected to be named in the Japan squad for the 2023 AFC Asian Cup, and his likely departure would leave Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Oleksandr Zinchenko and Jakub Kiwior as the senior defenders at Arteta's disposal. Unless Jurrien Timber makes a miraculous recovery from an ACL injury, or Cedric Soares gets an opportunity, then it's a risky strategy to try and navigate a hectic fixture schedule with limited defensive options, and we saw towards the end of last season how one major injury cost them dearly in the title race. The January transfer window will present Arteta and Edu with an opportunity to improve the Arsenal team where they see fit. Looking at the squad as is it currently and taking the timing of the aforementioned international tournament into consideration, a defensive addition seems more appropriate. In addition to Fulham, Arsenal have also been heavily linked with Douglas Luiz, though Aston Villa have responded by requesting the third largest fee in world football if they are to sell the Brazilian to Arsenal in January. Instead, it appears far more likely that an Arsenal signing will be a little more on the modest side. To that end, reports in Italy claim the Gunners are closing in on the signature of Royal Antwerp star Arthur Vermeeren. The 18-year-old has caught the eye with a string of impressive displays in the Champions League this season, having helped his side to the Jupiler Pro League title earlier this year. That form has alerted the likes of Barcelona and Juventus. However, it is the Gunners who are seemingly favourites for his signature amid claims that Edu is poised to submit an opening €20 million, £17.1 million, bid for the teenager. Well guys, that was today's news from Arsenal Football Club. If you liked the video and want to stay up to date with everything that happens with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and press the bell so you don't miss any news. Thank you for listening and we'll see you in the next video.